With your support, the Channel 5 Little Friends Toy Drive makes Christmas special for needy children. So please bring an unwrapped toy to the Channel 5 lobby between 8:30 and 5:30 through December 24th and feel the joy of giving.
The Little Friends Christmas Toy Drive, brought to you by your friends you can turn to at Channel 5.
Coming up on Eyewitness News, another twist to that unusual hijacking drama in the USSR. They are calling it one of the best-kept secrets in the USA. Senator Al Gore is all ears at a town meeting here in Nashville. Those stories, plus a drowning on Percy Priest Lake, and some more rocking and rolling in California. Next on Eyewitness News.
Now, the wait is over. Witness the new Circuit City Superstore at 1647 Gallatin Pike North, with more audio, more video, more home appliances, and a spectacular grand opening sale with all locations celebrating. An all-new shopping experience, easier yet more exciting than ever before. The wait is over. The grand opening sale at Circuit City. Don't miss it.
Yeah, we're a 3 Honda family, all right. My wife loves her Accord 4-door sedan. It's as reliable as her mother's monthly visit. My son says his Civic hatchback gets great gas mileage and has plenty of 5-speed zip, and my boy would know. My daughter, the doctor, loves the sporty good looks of her Honda Prelude. Me? I don't love any of these Hondas. I'm a Toyota dealer. Yeah, what a feeling. Fall in love at your 5-star Honda dealers. Jenkins and Wynn, Darrow, Waltrip, Trickett, Honda Car Village, and Capital.
We share the spirit on
From Nashville's news station, this is Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm John Lindgren. At this hour, Metro Police are investigating a boat accident at Hamilton Creek Recreational Area on Percy Priest Lake. One person has been confirmed drowned. Another person is being taken to Vanderbilt Hospital. We have a news crew on the scene. We hope to have a live report with any updated information in just a few minutes. In other news, a bizarre ending tonight to that hijacking in the Soviet Union. The 4 accused Russian hijackers have been deported to their homeland by Israel. Also, a 19-man Soviet delegation arrived in Israel today to arrange for their return. Bob Simon has the story.
It was as if Moscow was now sending daily flights to Tel Aviv. A Tupolev 154 came in this afternoon carrying 19 Soviet security people and doctors. Meanwhile, the object of their visit, the 4 hijackers, were spending their day in a Tel Aviv jail. Israel TV reported that when they arrived yesterday, they offered Israeli officials $1 million, that's half of the loot, for the right to stay. The offer was refused. After a day in a Tel Aviv hotel, the crew of the hijacked plane boarded a bus tonight to return to the airport. The hijackers came out in other vehicles. Under heavy police escort and wearing Israeli handcuffs, they were handed over one by one to the Soviet security men who brought them quickly onto the plane. An Israeli Foreign Ministry official told CBS News that Jerusalem only agreed to hand them over when Moscow gave a written assurance that they would not be hung. Air piracy is a capital crime in the Soviet Union. To circumvent the lengthy extradition process, they were deported as illegal aliens, simply as people who had arrived without a visa. Legally, it's as if they'd never been here at all. The Israelis now feel that the Soviets owe them one, and they'd very much like to see the debt repaid with more flights to Israel full of Soviet Jews. Before takeoff, bags of money were brought on board. Foreign Minister Shimon Peres said he hoped Israel's handling of the incident would lead to greater understanding between the two countries. Air traffic control seemed to agree.
It was a pleasure for us to assist you, and hope to hear from you soon.
Bob Simon, CBS News, Ben Gurion Airport.
President Reagan says no one is better versed in the details of Soviet-American relations than President-elect George Bush. In his weekly radio address, Reagan said he'll tell Soviet President Gorbachev that Bush represents both change and continuity. Reagan and Bush will meet the Soviet leader next week in Washington. Catastrophic health insurance was just one of the major issues, and that was for Middle Tennessee voters, and they had a chance to talk with Senator Al Gore about that this morning. About 150 people turned out for a town meeting at the Legislative Plaza this morning to talk to the Tennessee senator. The topics varied from the national deficit, rising interest rates, landfill issues, and plenty of concerns about the catastrophic health insurance plan. The plan is designed to provide aid for extended illnesses but the money allocated doesn't provide coverage for everyone.
And I'm going to review them intensively. I did not agree with all features of the bill as it passed. I did support it, but I pledge to you that I will review it.
Gore also plans to introduce a bill setting goals and standards for recycling and reducing solid waste. Well, it was supposed to be just a routine assignment for a Metro officer as he rode escort in a parade through downtown Nashville, but it became a nightmare for Officer Mike Sawyers. A pedestrian ran in front of Sawyers as he was escorting the Donaldson Christian School in its parade downtown as part of the Clinic Bowl festivities. When Sawyers tried to avoid hitting the pedestrian, he crashed into some parked cars.
The gentleman broke the parade and ran across the street and ran into the path of a motorcycle which was proceeding westbound on Broadway.
Officer Sawyers suffered a broken leg, and the pedestrian John Cloyer was treated for minor facial injuries. It's a familiar sight in California these days. Another earthquake in the southern part of that state early this morning set the ground shaking again. It knocked out power to more than 100,000 homes and businesses in Los Angeles. At least 23 people were taken to area hospitals for minor injuries. The quake registered 5 on the Richter scale and was centered around the Rose Bowl, but the 66-year-old stadium was not damaged. Well, thank goodness we don't have any forecasts of earthquakes in this area, but Don is here to tell us what we can expect in the weather. Don?
Yes, yes, yes. We, I guess, could put our weather at about a 9 today on a scale of 1 to 10, right? Because it was beautiful, clear skies and sunshine all across the region, much unlike the past 15 straight weekends when we've had rain. But today was not the case. But look at these clouds coming here. They're not precipitation clouds. They are clouds associated with what we call a dry cold front easing on through the area within the next 2 to 3 hours, and that's ushering in colder weather, colder than today. Tomorrow will be sunny, but a high temperature of only about 49 and quite brisk winds whipping through the area. John?
Thank you, Don. And coming up, it's the best-kept secret in the country.
Because what they do is make it very clear that if there's any sort of an effort at a surprise attack, that effort is far less likely to succeed.
Introducing the 3 new chicken sandwiches from Burger King.
Ah, il panino italiano di pollo con la salsa marinara e mozzarella. Sono innamorato.
Le sandwich français au poulet avec ce jambon et ce fromage suisse.
The American chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and American cheese. Let's do lunch.
Try the 3 new chicken sandwiches from Burger King.
I live on a budget, and it's important I get the lowest price I possibly can.
Only Walmart can give you the lowest prices every day on the things you and your family want. Like these 20-inch girls and boys Huffy bicycles, just $49.97 each for the best low price. Come to Walmart.
I always find Walmart to be much cheaper.
NASA is saying nothing about America's latest space adventure. 5 astronauts are aboard the Shuttle Atlantis on top of a secret mission. And as Bruce Hall reports, NASA says it will talk only if major problems develop in the spacecraft.
The unusual northeast departure path from the Kennedy Space Center indicates Atlantis is in an extremely high orbit. It takes the shuttle over Moscow and the Soviet Union. The astronauts' secret flight plan called for a clandestine release of a huge spy satellite today. But so far, no private tracking stations have reported picking up the highly sophisticated spy in the sky. The satellite is supposed to provide an all-weather radar imagery of targets and military movements in the Soviet Union. A smaller system was tested from the shuttle in 1984, providing these modest images. The new satellite, codenamed La Crosse, should have much greater detail. Former U.S. arms negotiator Paul Warnke says the satellites will also help prevent military confrontations.
Oh, they're very definitely a deterrent. Because what they do is make it very clear that if there's any sort of an effort at a surprise attack, that effort is far less likely to succeed.
Some space policy analysts are hoping the military will drop their veil of secrecy over the La Crosse program so the public can better understand how spy satellites can help keep world peace.
They reduce suspicions of hostile intentions among nations, and also enhance arms control verification. So it's important for the public to understand the function of these satellites.
Late this afternoon, the burned-out solid rocket boosters were towed back to Port Canaveral in Florida. Engineers want to inspect the O-ring seals to make certain the new design installed after the Challenger accident is working properly and will prevent another accident. Bruce Hall, CBS News, Johnson Space Center.
Anti-abortionists were once again out in force today as a nationwide network blocked abortion clinics and Planned Parenthood offices in at least 3 cities. Police in Cincinnati arrested 77 people for blocking an abortion clinic, and a demonstration in Howell, New Jersey, resulting in the arrests of 130 people. Also in New York, up to 150 protesters were thrown in jail. The demonstrations were organized by a group aligned with the Operation Rescue Organization. That was the group that protested in Atlanta and elsewhere recently, resulting in thousands of arrests. Hundreds of cyclists come with their gifts to help the needy. That and the weather coming up next.
Dreary old London may never be the same. Those nasty boys on Fleet Street are having a full-scale tabloid war. Sex, sin, and scandal are their ammunition, and they've got plenty of it. Flooding the streets with hysterical headlines, outrageous stories, and oh, those girls on page 3. It really is merry old England. God save the Queen.
A current affair, Monday at 4.
This Christmas, we promise you can wrap up low prices on gifts at Hills. Like men's Fruit of the Loom white briefs. A package of 6 is just $4.48 after mail-in rebate. And Hills discounts all men's and boys' Fruit of the Loom white briefs and T-shirts 30 to 35% every day. We promise nobody beats Hills. Because if you can find a lower advertised price, just bring in the ad. We'll match it. Hills has low prices every day, and the whole store to prove it.